Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Cutlery and it is once again the season of concerts, festivals, generally just being outside a whole lot more. At least in Denmark this is not something we do, unless it's in like late June. Okay, I went to my very first ever festival back in 2018 and I'm going again this year. Actually, I'm going both to Copenhell in 2 days and then I'm going to Roskilde Festival as well. So cannonballing this whole thing. So I thought I wanted to take the opportunity to show you guys how I try to stay as low waste as sustainable whilst living under not the most ideal circumstances, while you have to consider convenience a whole lot more than during your normal everyday routine. But it is possible to minimize waste a whole lot even when you're on a festival. So for the Copenhagen festival that I'm going to in a few days, I will be staying in a hostel, and for Roskilde I will be staying in a tent with my friend. Anyway, I'm packing a few reusable swaps and I have a few ideas that will make your festival more sustainable. Jump right into it. Also, by the way, I'm thinking of doing a little bit of vlogging within this video as well. So I'm showing you guys the things and then I'll also show you how I use them while I'm at the festival. So you are not going to sit around and wait for a secondary vlog. You can just keep watching this video and then you will get best of both worlds. Let's get into it. First of all, I'll be bringing 2 bags to Copenhagen. I will be bringing a little bum bag, fanny pack, whatever you want to call them. One of these small things. And this is from Mala clothing. It's made from upcycled denim, from denim jeans that have been torn, worn out, whatever. The usable denim has been used to make these bags. I've had this for a really long time. I think I got this bag in 2018. It still holds up completely well. Like, you cannot even see the wear and tear. Can recommend any day. I'll be bringing this bag for my wallet, my keys. I probably won't bring my keys, but like my hotel room key, my phone, all my valuables will be in this bag because I don't want them to be in the backpack because then I can't see them. This is going to be in front of me all the time. I feel like that's just way easier. And I'm a kind of an anxious traveler. Also, by the way, traveling by myself and going to the festival by myself. So I am cautious and I always want to know exactly where my things are. I don't think that's an extreme stance to take. Anyway, that's just simply why I'm bringing 2 bags. The next bag is also an old friend. This is the Charlie Feast backpack. I got this as a gift from the brand many years ago as well. I think we are in 2017, 2018, and I still use it all the time. It has also been with me at festivals and concerts before, and I'll be bringing this bag for my camera, my reusables, an extra shirt, all these kinds of extra things that I will be bringing as well that are non-essential. A good idea, backpack. I really like this one. There are other ones to like as well. This is mine. Okie dokie. I'll get to the reusable swaps I'll be bringing in a second, but some more base foundation things to bring. Good boots. I will be bringing my Doc Martens. These has also been with me to festivals and concerts before, many times. And this is my preferred shoe to bring to this sort of thing because they're comfortable. I can wear them for longer periods of time and it's okay if they get dirty. But mostly the comfortable thing, overshadowingly important. The thing is, if you buy a new pair of Doc Martens, they will probably not be comfortable to wear for a festival because you have to really walk them in. Also, my Doc Martens are secondhand. I got them via a secondhand platform. So they were actually already walked in a little bit and they are then afterwards shaped themselves more so to my feet. Then you don't have to deal with the very tough leather having to loosen up and soften. Now, this is not something I bring with me to every concert, but it is something I'm bringing with me to Copenhagen. I might bring it to Roskilde as well, but I am not really sure. But it's definitely going to Copenhagen. And it's the battle vest. I made this from a thrifted denim jacket, and then I have collected vintage patches and batches over the years and sewn them on. And this is such a cool part of the metal community, and I love wearing it. Then it sort of feels like, okay, now I am on holiday. I am on rock and roll holiday. This is my slutty holiday bikini. Anyway, let's get into the swaps that I'll be bringing as well. First of all, and this is probably the biggest, if you're going to a festival and you're drinking any liquid really at the festival, you will most likely be handed that liquid, that beverage, in a plastic cup. And I know many festivals are starting to implement return systems where you pay a little bit extra for the cup and then you can turn that in, and you know, there's infrastructure that makes sure most of the plastic cups are recycled. I like to take it one step further because I honestly think it's a great initiative, it's a great place to start. Not 100% effective, but I really like that at least something is being done. And at a really big event like that, it is really hard to be zero waste. It's damn near impossible, in fact, to do so. But there are small things that you can do. You can bring your own container, but there are a couple of things you need to be aware of if you're bringing your own container for beverages. This is the one I'll be bringing. I have a few tips when it comes to choosing the right container. This is something I've brought with me to several concerts before, and I've never had issues with it. Am I jinxing it right now, and will this come back to bite me in the ass? Yes. Yes, it will. So one thing you will need to figure out is exactly how much this can contain, because usually, sometimes people will be less likely to let you use your own container if they think you are just cheating your way into getting more beer than you would get if you use the plastic cup. So I like to either bring a cup that is visibly a little bit smaller or a cup that has the measurements on, so you can say that it's exactly the same size. That will make the people at the vendors much more likely to actually help you out. If they refuse to let you use your own container, do not snap back at them, because they are literally just doing their jobs and it's probably not their decision. Also, be mindful of the material of the cup. First of all, bring something that can be taken apart like this. That's generally better. It's also better for you. You can cover it if you're just vibing and dancing. You don't have to have your open beverage out. That's something, again, for a travel conscious, slightly anxious girl like me, this is something I need. I love that I'm able to cover it up. I feel much more safe that way. Although I've never felt unsafe at Copenhell. The material of the cup as well. Not something that can break. I cannot stress enough how much you should not bring a glass container into a festival space. You will most likely not even get past security with a glass container for sure. So bring something that is break proof. This is not going to break into any pieces that are dangerous, that are harmful, because it cannot break into anything. It's just a piece of stainless steel. Much more likely that you will get to bring this in. I've never had issues with this. I also, the first year I went to a festival, I brought a bamboo cup instead, and also did not have any problems with that. So make sure it's break proof and it doesn't look like it's something that can break into a million pieces and kill someone. I'm also going to bring a container for food. Now, last time I was at Copenhell, I brought the same container and I used it like 50% of the time, because some of the foods didn't really fit, or the packaging was already so environmentally conscious that I didn't really have an issue with it. So that was really nice to see. But I'm simply just bringing the top tier of the eco lunchbox. Again, completely break safe. This cannot hurt anyone. So I'm simply just bringing this like that, and then if I want crisps, if I want a burger, if I want a salad, anything like that, I can have them put it into this little container. And this way I can also eat whatever I want of it, and then I can put the lid on and carry it in my backpack for later. So I'm also avoiding leftovers being wasted. Now, I do like to bring cutlery, but again, be mindful of what type of cutlery to bring. Do not bring anything into the festival space that looks like a knife or has knife-like purposes. Even if it's not sharp, even if it's not harmful, having it just look slightly like a knife will make it likely that it will be taken away from you. Again, fairly security people doing their jobs. So I bring a spork instead. This is pretty non-threatening. I've also traveled with this also in airports, and it's never been an issue. So bring something that looks harmless, like this. Much more likely for you to bring it into the festival space. This folds up pretty easily, and yeah, no notes. This is not a necessary item, but for me it is a little bit, but it's not for everybody. So I do bring a stainless steel straw. I've brought this into festival spaces as well. You can also bring bamboo and silicone. Again, do not bring glass straws into the festival space because they can break and it's gonna be a bad time. This is okay. I have very sensitive front teeth, so especially really cold drinks like cold cocktails, actually also cold beer, sometimes I have to drink it with a straw because it hurts my front teeth so much. So this is something that makes it a lot more tolerable for me to have cold beverages for longer periods of time. So that's why I'm going to bring this. And yeah, if you have the same issue, or if you like to drink things out of a straw, or if you need to drink things out of a straw, remember to not have it be glass. Last thing related to drinking and eating, but this is something I have with me all the time, not something that's specific to festival spaces, but I always bring a reusable napkin, especially so if I'm having food like burgers or like greasy food. I am so bad at simply just rubbing my dirty fingers off in my clothes, and it's such a bad habit, and sometimes even when I wear white I realize after the fact I'm a disgusting pig person. So I always bring a reusable napkin. I simply just have this in my wallet or in my bag at all times. It's also slightly used. It's actually completely clean. There we go. It's actually completely clean, but because I've used it for so long, it's stained. And I bring this with me simply just to make sure that I have something to wipe my hands off with, and to not use wet wipes, to not use disposable towels, all that kind of jazz. You can also dip this in a little bit of water if you need to freshen up. I think it's a great option. And that is everything I bring related to consuming foods and beverages. Have a few more things. Also bring sunglasses, always and all day. I'm wearing 2 pairs right now. It's not nearly enough. These are vintage and I love them to bits. And lastly, it's summer, I get it, we're outside, the sun, amazing, but we have to take care of our skin as well. Oh my goodness, do we have to take care of our skin? And I am no one to preach skincare and SPF at all. I am horrible at remembering this stuff. But the one that I use whenever I remember, and this is coming with me to the festival, so I know I will remember, is the Amazing vegan sunscreen. Love this. And that's everything for the SWAPS and eco products I'll be bringing. Of course, I will also be bringing my normal skincare, my normal makeup, and then I am packing a suitcase with the outfits I want to wear. I'm trying to keep the amount of clothes I bring to a minimum, but I'm only bringing versatile styles that can be used in many different ways. I'm also only bringing 1 pair of shoes, the Doc Martens, and then a light jacket. And then of course the battle vest as well. And all the clothes I'm bringing is thrifted or secondhand. So without further ado, let's get to Copenhagen. It's time, let's go catch the bus. But before we do so, this is a little fit check, just a travel appropriate outfit. The Doc Martens are on. I have a flannel, just a normal little slip dress, super comfortable. And girlie's also wearing period underwear because blood, sweat and tears though. Okay, let's go. I just checked into my room and now I've rented a bike. Let's go to the festival. I also met some really sweet subscribers at the festival, so thank you so much to everybody who came up and said hi. You guys really made my day. It's day number 2 and I haven't done a lot of just talking to the camera because it's so loud you wouldn't be able to understand anything I'm saying, to be honest. Today I have a couple of hours at the festival and then I have to volunteer from 3 until midnight, and then there is a concert I think I can catch after my shift. I didn't sleep at all, by the way. I am in a 4-people dorm and I don't know, I just couldn't sleep at all. I think I finally ended up falling kind of asleep around 3 and then I woke up at 7. Yeehaw. And I think I'm gonna keep doing that. I don't know. I hope I'll be able to sleep a little bit more tonight. I also just woke up to do some work, so I sat down in the lobby at the hostel and did my work, and now we are ready to go again. The outfit is all thrifted and super comfortable and I'm just ready to rock it. I think I'll wear some bike shorts underneath my skirt and then I'll do the bike thing again because that was so convenient. Actually, just it was such a vibe biking home from the festival because there was basically no people on the road when I got a little bit away from the festival space and I just vibed by myself. It was amazing. My boots look like this today, so I think I'm gonna have to clean them just a little bit. It's 10 o'clock and I have to check out of this room by 11 and then I'm gonna check into a new room. And today's the last day of Copenhell. Yesterday was both the best and the worst day. So in terms of the best day, it was the day where I felt like the most comfortable on my own. I really got to enjoy the concerts. I've also enjoyed the concerts on the other days, but I've sort of been a little bit in the back, not really feeling it all the way up front. But yesterday, both at Slipknot and for 3 Days Grace, I was all the way up front, just having a good time, making friends, and I felt a lot more comfortable. I did have an experience, I think it was on the first or the second day, where I was trying to get sort of
in between the crowd and sort of just to be there a little bit for Parkway Drive. And some people that definitely didn't feel like people that often come at Copenhell. They didn't have this warm community feeling that a lot of the people that really enjoy this festival definitely have. They sort of made a remark to themselves, or like amongst themselves, while I was right there, that if you're like a small woman, you shouldn't be in the middle because then you're gonna get smushed, so it's better that women stay in the back. And I was tired, it was almost midnight, and I was just like, oh, you're an asshole, cool. The two crowds I was in, both at Slipknot and at 3 Days Grace, people were super nice, and whenever crowd surfers came by and mosh pit started, I could feel like people were looking out for each other, which was sort of the experience I've had previously as well. So the bad experiences is not overshadowing, and there are more good experiences than there are bad. But yesterday when I was a volunteer, I also had to evacuate a campsite due to the weather, and that was also very interesting. So the volunteer part was definitely the worst, but everyone hated it. The volunteers hated it because you had to tell people that they couldn't go to their tents because of thunderstorms. And the guests were super annoyed, and the police was there, and it was a whole thing. I was just ready to have a good time and just rewind completely, so that's what I did. It was amazing. I did fall over. It's not been a festival without me falling over. I didn't see a bench and I just completely walked into it and flipped over it. It was amazing. It's the last day. Today there's tons of stuff I want to see, some amazing bands. I did get to reuse my cup a lot yesterday though. Used the same cup as many times as I could. Sometimes you didn't communicate well enough, and because it's super loud, people took the cup and gave you a new one, so that's what that is. But overall, in terms of food, the packaging for food is quite minimal, so I'm actually okay with that. And so many good vegan options. I had a kebab yesterday with oyster mushrooms. It's really, really, really good, and I did not get a picture of it at all. I took a picture of the vendor, and then I thought, hey, I'm just gonna take a picture of the food as well while I was waiting for it. And then when it got there, I just consumed it. It's gone. So I was really hungry. Anyway, I am packing my things up and getting ready to head out the door once again. Also need to do something with my face and hair, but that is coming right up. Oh, let's rock and roll, baby. Hey you guys, just a final update. I came back home around 4 o'clock in the afternoon yesterday, and then I slept from 6 till 11, and then from 11:30 until 8 a.m. So now I am as well rested as I can be, but my voice is like this, and it's been like this for a couple of days, but it was worse yesterday. And it's definitely not good today, so I have a plan of making some reels and doing some Instagram work as well. That's just not gonna happen. But I thought it was pretty appropriate to end the video where I'm just broken because I had an amazing time. And I have some follow-up or just some last things I want to add into this video. I know the vlog bits were not as elaborate as I wanted them to be. It was really difficult to get any good footage or specifically audio, like that was just not happening. In terms of traveling by myself, I did the Copenhell festival by myself. I've done it by myself before. And generally speaking, if you're comfortable traveling by yourself, if you're an extroverted person that likes making new friends and making things up on the go, definitely try going to a festival by yourself. However, I wouldn't recommend it for every type of festival. I think in many ways Copenhell is a little bit unique because there is a huge community feeling there, so it's easier to be by yourself. I cannot tell you how many times I was at a concert by myself just vibing, where people came up to me, asked me if I was okay, if I was looking for my friends, if I wanted company, if I wanted to go with their group instead. People were just so incredibly nice, and a lot of women just kept eyes on each other, but I also got a lot of really great vibes from a lot of guys there. You can join a Facebook group where people are helping each other out and stuff. So in that regard, Copenhell is really amazing. I'm going to Roskilde Festival in a week, and I have a feeling it's not going to be exactly the same. But I'm also not traveling there by myself, so I'm bringing one of my friends. If you want to travel by yourself, you absolutely can at this festival, and I guess you can at many others, but of course, as always, when traveling by yourself, be careful. So I'm really glad that I had a bike, because that meant I didn't have to stand around and wait for buses or taxis. I could just go. And that was a really, really big thing for me, because I feel the most vulnerable traveling by myself when I'm just waiting, just standing there like, So having a bike in that scenario was absolutely incredible. Final notes regarding the reusables I brought. I have brought these reusables, the stainless steel tin, the cup. I've brought it many places. Never had an issue. Obviously, I jinxed it this time. So, in retrospect, I would bring something not made out of metal. Of course, when I have now been there for 4 days, and it makes sense. I just hadn't had issues before, but I guess that was a little bit naive. Bring something that's not made out of metal if you don't want to end up in the same situation that I did. Luckily, there wasn't a lot of packaging related to the food at Copenhell, so that was really great. And they had vegan options, basically every single vendor. There also was a return program for the plastic cups. I don't know the recycling rate that was related to that and how effective it was, but at least something was being done, so that was nice. Regarding solo travel as well, I also really recommend volunteering. First of all, it means that you have something to do and you have an opportunity to meet new people, so people you're going to be volunteering with, working with, etc. That can be a really, really good idea. I volunteered. I've done that before, both because then I don't have to wonder whether or not I'm able to get a ticket, because you get the ticket when you volunteer. I also have a free space where I don't have to plan anything because I know I'll be working in those hours and I can relax a little bit more there. But I also make friends there. Also making friends in the queue for food, in the queue for beers, also making friends in the mosh pit. You can make friends anywhere, but you also need to be open-minded. I think maybe next time I want to bring someone though, because I have a lot of friends that kind of like this music, but I would love to experience someone experiencing this for the first time and sort of be a part of their experience at that type of festival, because it's so much fun. And some of the bigger concerts are amazing to see with people that you like, I guess. So especially during Slipknot, I wish I had someone there to share it with, because it was so fucking amazing. Anyway, that was my festival experience. There was a little bit of sustainability there. There was a little bit of solo travel there. And I think that was it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. I hope that you liked it. If you have any tips for other festival goers, other solo travelers, leave them down below. I could go into way more detail, and I think I might want to make another video about it where it's a little bit more organized. Let me know if you want more content about this. Sort of the living alone, but living alone at a festival. I don't know. Let's go. Thank you so much for watching. Have an amazing day and take really good care of yourselves. Until next time. Bye.
Thank you so much for watching this video, and also a special thank you to my Patreon supporters. You guys help me create green, zero-waste content, and I love you guys. You can find the links to my social media accounts down below and the link to my Patreon on this screen. Bye!